Time is 7:01 on this hot day.
Oh, it's already Wednesday.
Yes.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, well,
it was just Tuesday yesterday.
Time is flying by. It seemed like January took forever to get through, and then all of a sudden, now it's like we're whizzing through February already.
February 4th.
And today is a special day, Mike.
A special
here
day.
In the Piper Peach family.
That's right. It sure is.
Baden Little is having a birthday. He is 1 year older. I can no longer say a 21-year-old who knows nothing about nothing, because I'll say, you don't know anything. Just because somebody else doesn't, just because you don't like it don't mean somebody else won't.
Have to have experience.
Yes, he is now the double deuces. He is 22.
How about that?
But he's still a punk. So,
well,
and Piper is going to say, that's my baby. And I'm going to say, he's still a punk, even though he's your baby.
Well, his sister just brought him breakfast.
She did.
Wasn't that sweet?
Uh-huh.
She did.
So
it's very nice to meet Aaron and Piper's children.
Yes, I had to cut out a little early yesterday for unforeseen circumstances. And Taylor and Blair came in. Blair's his sister, and Taylor is our girl Friday, and she co-hosts with me on Thursday. And they came in last night and decorated up his desk they wrapped everything on his desk.
Oh, it's hilarious.
They put balloons in a makeshift drop down thing, so when he opened the front door, balloons went everywhere. I know he had to be surprised. I can't wait to see the video later, because
fire department needs to come by. Could have been a hazard, fire hazard. Go ahead.
But yeah, they did a great job. They were here till late last night getting all that done. He knew that something was up. He just didn't know what, because he saw them on camera and then he didn't see them anymore. And I was like, well, there's a reason for that.
It's a lot of it's a mixture in it between birthday wrapping paper and Christmas wrapping paper.
It is. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Got a nice touch, you know. Taylor did great.
What in the world you got over there? Oh, that's what she brought you. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got 0. It's not our birthday, so we were
still
left
looking,
out.
But
that's
there's
okay.
nothing there for me.
I mean, that's not rude or anything, but I digress. Again, not our birthday. But yes, happy birthday, Baden. You're still a punk.
She did say that more than once.
I did.
Now.
I've said it more than once.
How about that, though? 22.
22.
What were you doing when you were 22?
I was married with a child.
Already,
yep.
How about that?
Working full time, doing my thing.
Doing your thing.
Yeah.
Were you in the Odenville, Birmingham area? Where were you?
No, I was still in Center Point.
Center Point, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I graduated in '87, and so I was still in Center Point at that time.
22.
Yeah.
I was at Auburn, just about to finish Auburn when I was 22. I think I remember that happening like that.
I did not go to college. In my head, I didn't need it. I was like, I was going to be a wife and a mom and just work. You know, I didn't feel like I needed college.
Sure.
I was
and
just
you don't have to.
I was just going to do it, you know.
Just takes all kinds, doesn't it?
And it does. But then life said, you probably should have had a plan B. And then a C and a D.
Yeah, but if those things hadn't happened to you, you might not be sitting right here. We might not be sitting here together.
That is true. Yes, I figured out what I wanted to do when I grew up when I was about 40.
Okay. It took a little while. Mm-hmm. But you know
maybe
what?
a little before 40.
Yeah.
I got into media. Well, I was not 40. I was 30-something when I got into media. Started off in newspaper, then went to magazine, and ended up in radio. So it did have to take a little path there. You know, step 1, step 2, step 3, and I landed what I wanted to do. So it ended up working out for me. You know, I just don't have the college degree. Now I have all the experience in the world. I went to the school of hard knocks.
I was going to say the hard knocks degree.
Yes.
I've heard of that.
A lot of folks have that. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. But yeah, I have an update.
An update?
Yes, I have an update. Yesterday, we were talking about there was an ostrich, an emu. Something was running down I-25.
It was a big bird.
Around exit 22, 222 yesterday, 220, 222. I left a little early yesterday afternoon, and I was going northbound, and I was in the far left lane, and unfortunately, I
saw
the
roadkill.
emu met his demise on I-65 and exit 222 or 220 there. He was on the side of the road.
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody said
he ran out in front of a car.
They thought he was a road runner, I guess, and wanted to see what would happen, and it did not work out good for him at all.
I guess how's it go if he catches you, you're through. Road runner.
Road runner.
That's right. Talking about the coyote.
Yeah, that poor coyote.
Wile
E. Coyote. Yes. So yeah, that was the update on the emu, ostrich. We're not really sure which one it was. Yeah, he did not make it. He did become roadkill. I hate that. Because their videos showed him just running for his life.
What's the story? Did he get out? Was someone transporting him, and somehow he got out? They stopped, let him take a break on the side of the road. What happened?
I don't know, but I feel bad for
somewhere
him.
near there that has.
Because he was probably scared to death, not knowing, all these cars coming at him, and he's running down the median. I guess he decided he was going to cross traffic, and it didn't go well for him.
Probably didn't have much experience with the median like that. I hate that.
But I don't know the origin. I don't know where he came from. I don't know anything about him.
We saw where Robin is on.
That's my ride or die. She says
on the job training.
Yes, that's what we call
have.
that. On the job training. Thanks, Ro.
Degree.
I appreciate the.
Yeah,
she's the one that's standing behind me, telling me, "I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I think you're smarter than you think you are." Even now,
gosh,
because if I call and say, "I just don't think I can do it," she goes, "Well, you might not think you can, but I think you can." And I tell her, "Thanks, Ro. I appreciate that."
That's right. She's a positive thinker.
She's definitely
apparently
there with the pom pom going.
Yeah, you said rah rah, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's funny you said that because
we
call my brother's wife's name Robin, and she's always fired up, and
that's Robin.
And that's what they call her, rah rah.
I call her.
She was the head cheerleader for Thorsby High School, I think, back in the day.
I call her Ro or Ro is what I usually call her.
Yeah.
But yes, she is definitely that girl. But she's one. We're bluntly obvious. I mean, honest with each other.
Okay.
And if we think it's a stupid idea, that's dumb. I mean, we just say it like that. That's a dumb idea. Don't do that. That's probably don't need to do that.
It's good to have friends like that, though, because
the blunt.
They help you stay accountable and they keep you out of trouble sometimes.
Yes.
And sometimes they get you into trouble.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Back in the early days, we were a bad influence on each other.
Oh, maybe we can do a show about those early days.
No, we won't.
Like.
We will not. She wants to. She's like, I feel like I need to come on there. And I'm like, I think you should stay over there in Gardendale. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't want any of those shows either.
Good morning, Ricky. All right, we're going to say thank you to our morning show sponsors. Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply. Also to Country Financial Insurance. Excuse me. Central Alabama Wellness. Coca-Cola. Good old Mike. He came by and saw us the other day.
Oh, good.
He came empty-handed, though. That's the problem. We have no more Coke Zero. We're just this and water now.
Oh, no. Bless your heart.
Or Sprite. If you we got all the Sprite you can want if you need some. All right, ready? 1, 2.
Here we go.
You had already opened yours again. What in the world?
I just can't resist. It's there. It's in front of me.
Let's make a sound effect. Act like you're in it.
I did my hands.
You should go.
Okay, here we go. Let me do mine.
I gotta take a sip.
I know it's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's good and cold.
Nectar, nectar of the gods.
Yes. There's a thing on Facebook where it says you go to ChatGPT and let it make a character of you at work or whatever. I let it do mine, and I told him I was a radio host on Morning Mayhem for Piper Peach Radio, that I love Twizzlers and I drink Coca-Cola. They made mine. And I told them, I said, I do ad sales too. Well, it made me ad sales, with the microphone and the headphones, and I got Twizzlers in one hand and a Coca-Cola in the other. So I seen it to Mike and let him see it. And he was like, "That's cool." Yeah,
I've seen that. I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, well, I didn't either.
Those caricatures.
I had plenty of time last night. I had to accompany my son to the ER, and I had plenty of time waiting, so I had plenty of time to do that.
It looks like Ricky has volunteered to come on and tell the stories that could be told.
Ricky knew me and Roro when we were back in our, we were moms, but we were single moms.
Baden, we may have to tape that show and just edit it as you deem appropriate.
No, we're not doing any show on that.
Okay.
Ricky?
Don't have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
abandoned
thinking.
me.
That's what I'm thinking.
No thanks. I don't want to do that.
We could advertise it.
Moving along. Also, thank you to our Chilton Chamber of Commerce.
Oh yes, and the rest of our sponsors.
Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Putter Up. They're having a special parent-child tournament on February the 22nd. It starts at 1 o'clock. There's only going to be 18 teams in this thing. It's $40 per group. The top 3 teams are going to win some prizes, and a portion of the proceeds are going to Restoring Joy Recovery. Reservations are required. You need to call or you need to go to their website, which I think is putterupbirmingham.com. And this whole tournament is sponsored by Titleist, which is a pretty big deal.
Oh, that's the golf ball.
Yes, it is the golf ball. So, yeah, y'all want to call and make reservations for that. I think that would be a fun thing to do with your family. It's a good thing. Also, thank you to Save More here in Clanton and in Calera, Wood Surfside Marina, Market 22, formerly Bees Market, and This and That Vinyl. We appreciate y'all so much. And also, if you're tuning in when we go to break, you're going to hear JP Dice because we now have him doing our weather for us. So we are moving on up in the world.
Look at us.
Moving on up.
To the east side.
To the east side, yes.
But we're more on the south side.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Maybe it's the southeast side.
I got to get a new thing for my phone. It keeps toppling over. Okay, it's 7:13. We're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we've got some updates on Savannah Guthrie's mom. That situation has turned upside down and inside out. We're going to talk about that. And we got a 100-year-old war veteran still getting after it. He's doing some great work. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Weather update for today. We're going to be looking at a high of 60 degrees, some rain during the afternoon, and especially later tonight. Low of 38 degrees, cloudy and breezy on Wednesday, a high of 44, sunny on Thursday. That's your weather update. Meteorologist JP Dice right here on Piper Peach Radio.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
Weather update for today. We're going to be looking at
We are back. The time is 7:15. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. If y'all have Baden's phone number, text him happy birthday today. He needs to know. He needs to feel the love.
I think his number is BR549.
Yeah, I can give his number online out here on air. I did that.
Ask the operator to connect you.
I did that to my former boss.
Put his number out.
On Facebook, I sure did. He didn't see it, though. He didn't know that I had done it. Yeah. But he picked on me. He scared me all the time. He pulled pranks on me regularly. And I was like, okay, Okay, big dog, I'm gonna get you, but I'm not gonna tell you how or when. And so he had a birthday.
The most dangerous kind.
He had a birthday, and I said, everybody, please go wish my boss, Adam Stocks, happy birthday. Text him. His cell number is blah, blah, blah. And he didn't know it. He did not see Facebook. He had no idea. His wife didn't know it. She didn't look at Facebook. She had no idea. He got, when I tell you, hundreds of texts. They came in. We were sitting on air the whole time. His phone was going bloop, 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 bloop. And some of them were like, you were fantastic last night. Just all kinds of just raunchy stuff. And he was like, thanks. And they were like, oh, just kidding. Happy birthday. He got hundreds and hundreds of happy birthday wishes. And he was like,
never did figure it out?
Well, he finally did. He was like, come in here on air. I was back in my office, just working, listening to the show, giggling, And he was like, come in here. And I was like, he goes, you gave my phone number out, didn't you? And I was like, who, me? Would I do a thing like that? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. And so he said he finally, at that night, when he went home the next day, he told us he had to turn his phone off because at 10 o'clock they were still coming in. People messaging him because
Gotta watch who you mess with. They might know something you don't.
Poke the bear.
Yeah, exactly.
But I tried to scare him one time, and I ended up scaring myself and the preacher that was in there. And the preacher said, girl, what are you doing? And I said, well, I was trying to scare him, but I scared me and you. And didn't even faze Adam. I tried to use an air horn, and it backfired because I'd never used one before.
And you pointed it at yourself?
I did, and I screamed bloody murder. And the preacher jumped about 3 feet off the ground. He was so mad at me. He thought he had been got by the Holy Spirit, I guess.
Yeah, he got by something. Yeah, the holy something.
Oh, goodness, yes. But yes, happy birthday, Baden. He's 22 today.
Yeah, that is really neat. Of course, he's getting up to that, where he's going to have to get that permit. From the fire department, you put 22 candles. You might need to make sure it's not dry outside.
Yeah, I know.
Because you could start a fire real quick with that many candles.
You could. So yesterday we talked a little bit about, I guess y'all all have heard the news about Savannah Guthrie. She is a Today Show host. I'll spit it out in a minute.
We knew what you meant.
And they got news that her mom was missing. And then they got figured out after some investigation that she had been kidnapped, drugged from her bed. And nobody knew where she was. She takes some medicine that could be life-threatening if she doesn't have it.
Right.
Well, yesterday, two things happened. One, TMZ, which is the top, I call it a gossip show, but they really do report on.
They really do.
Mostly high-profile stuff.
High-profile people a lot.
They received a ransom note. It was being investigated for its authenticity, but it said, they didn't give details on what it said, but basically it was asking for things in return.
It was cryptocurrency, which I'm not sure how that works.
Which is, I guess, because they think you can't trace that good.
As easily?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, everything's traceable, I think, just about.
It was, that was like, when I saw that, I was like, that's weird, but okay, I guess, all right. Then yesterday.
Another twist.
Okay, from the beginning, it was like, who could have done this? Family dropped her off at home after having dinner around 9:30, and then all of a sudden, she goes missing. Nobody has seen her.
This happens, right?
It looks like the house had been searched looking for something. I mean,
like
just
9:30 that night is the last time people saw her.
Yes.
That's what I believe I read.
Well, turns out the sister is the one that dropped Mom off. And now they are looking at the brother-in-law, sister's husband.
Oh, my goodness. a person of interest,
as a person
they
of
like
interest.
to say.
And when they were searching the home outside, they found the back door open and traces of blood that they think may be belonging to the mother.
Have to be analyzed, I guess.
Dun, dun, dun. There is a whole lot to this story, and I had a bad feeling. I was like, there is no way somebody that does not know the family would just say, I'm going to kidnap an 84-year-old woman. It would have to be somebody who knows the family, knows something. And
Yeah, you would think so.
I felt that it was family that was probably involved. And it looks like that I may be right. Now, this is just under suspicion. They're investigating. Nobody has been charged with anything at this time, but it's coming. I'm telling you, they're going to figure this out. This is going to be one of those where they didn't cover their tracks good enough, and they're going to figure it out. I figure by the weekend we're going to have some big news coming.
There are lots of ways to investigate things. They were talking about how they canvass the neighborhoods and the surrounding areas, and they figure out where could a vehicle go. And they go and look for those cameras and find that vehicle. And I mean, it's amazing to me how quickly they can solve some of these crimes.
Yeah,
and hopefully they'll
especially
solve this one
these
quickly also.
What do you call it? Ring cameras on the doorbells and stuff.
Ring.
And then
that's just a brand. There's a lot of them, but yeah.
And we have it. We have that, and we have cameras around our house too. So if anybody ever wanted anything, all we got to do is access it right here. But our Ring camera has gotten to where sometimes, it's not all the time, even when a car passes by, it alerts us and lets us know. So
you want to adjust that so maybe it won't do it. I don't know if you can do that. I assume you could.
You know, we had somebody pull up in our driveway a few months ago. Looked like I had accidentally left the garage door open, which I had gotten famous for there for a little bit till hubby figured out how to make me shut it.
Can you do that from your phone too?
No, but
well,
he can call me and raise Cain now because he has a camera that shows when the garage door is left open.
Raising Cain.
And here's the thing though. I mean, my garage door was open, so they were up in my driveway peeking in and looking until they saw our camera. And then they just kind of nonchalantly walked back to their car and backed out. And I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I said they could have been lost. They could have been looking for somebody where they were doing a porch pickup on something, or they could have been casing my house, which I feel like is probably the what was happening there.
The most likely
but
thing.
I didn't want to, because when I posted, I said, look, y'all, I accidentally left my garage door open. This is what happened. I'm not saying they were doing anything. I'm just saying y'all need to be on the lookout in case. They could have been lost. They could have been whatever. And then I got hammered on Facebook for saying, well, maybe you shouldn't leave your garage door open. Well, duh. Thanks for the news flash. I already figured that much out, and I didn't accuse them of anything. I just said, you may want to make sure.
Yeah.
And our neighbor said, I'm glad you said that. She lives a couple houses down. She's like, I'm glad you said that because I leave mine up all the time. I always forget
Lots
to
of folks
shut it.
do because, you don't think of, I don't think of criminals, but obviously you have to. We have to. That's why we all have alarm systems and such, just in case. He's printing himself
Am I hearing,
a birthday
what is
card.
that I'm hearing?
Printer.
Oh.
I recognize that sound. I worked in an office for 40 years.
I was like, what's happening in there? So I hope that they are able to come and figure out what happened here. And I hope the mom is okay, but I fear she's not. I'm really concerned that that's not. And here's the thing. What if that is her daughter that did that? And the son-in-law?
Go to jail, hopefully for a long time.
And I'm just, look.
Don't do it again to somebody else.
You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I am guilty of judging a book by its cover. And based off the photos that I saw, sis looks like she might have some struggles. And that's all I'm going to say.
I haven't seen any photos. Didn't know any of what you just, that breaking news that you just gave us. I haven't heard of that or seen anything. But I did think about who would be close to that person, that she might actually trust and let in the house, and then they have a nefarious intent.
And that's the thing. if your last thought is, this is somebody I love and trusted and they're doing this to me, that's awful. That's horrible.
It would be.
You got to be a certain kind of person to do something like that to a loved one.
I guess
how I feel.
I don't watch the Today Show, but is she off the air right now, or is she still on the air?
I'm not sure.
Savannah Guthrie.
That part I do not know.
We get a magazine called Guidepost. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a Christian
Whoa, that
magazine.
thing is still
being
in
published.
circulation.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
used every time I went to the doctor, they always had it laying out on
Yeah.
the dentist, and I would always pick it up and read it.
Well, Savannah Guthrie, she had a story about her and her family and her struggles, whatever they were. I don't remember the content of it, but I remember seeing a story about her. That was more than I knew about her, before.
Right.
I kind of, just like I said, I think of Today's Show, the way it used to be, or the way I remember it, let's put it that way, compared to the way it is now. It's everything's, I don't know, these poor people, they need to see a doctor about their Trump derangement syndrome.
It's really gotten bad.
They just, oh my gosh, they are just consumed with it.
Did you see where?
So glad, even though I didn't care for Joe Biden, that I was not,
Ricky sent me something.
consumed by his fire.
Speaking of
The
the Bidens, did you see
Oh.
Jill Biden's ex-husband has been
did.
arrested for killing his wife?
For murder. Yep.
This has been apparently it's been a long investigation, and that's where they figured
It's
it
a pretty
was.
tangled web back in those days,
Shoo.
I think she worked for Joe Biden when she was married to that guy. And then the next thing you know, she's not married to that guy and married to Joe Biden. So I'm sure there was nothing going on there in that office.
Not at all.
But that's what I remember hearing. And it's like, well, that's a little different than the image you have, today, or try to, project today. But
Yeah.
But doesn't really surprise me, a politician.
Yeah, it doesn't at
Some
all.
of them, at least.
Have you seen where the Irondale mayor has
Yeah, I saw that.
pledges not to cooperate with ICE?
Immigration.
They're going to be a sanctuary city. Well, I don't know that that's going to work out so well, but
Good luck
okay.
with that.
You do you, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever you-
No, no offense. Irondale is not exactly a economic powerhouse, a driving
not.
force in the
Well,
great state of Alabama.
But there was a time it was, though.
Well, yeah, it was.
That whole area used to be so nice, and because you went from Irondale into Crestwood, and they had beautiful homes out there, and then Crestwood backed up
They're still
to like
there.
Homewood Mountain Brook.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And
I understand.
So beautiful. That's how we went to look at Christmas lights when I was young.
Arundel.
Arundel is what they call it.
Whistle Stop.
Yep. Famous Whistle Stop Cafe. Fanny Flag.
Fried green tomatoes.
Fried green maters. Yep. All right, we're going to take a break. It is 7:29. When we come back, we will talk about that 100-year-old World War II veteran and what he's
know,
up
we
to. I
got
think this
to.
is so amazing. It's so awesome. And we'll talk about some other stuff. Bluebell ice cream. How about that?
I know.
Talk about,
we talked about it a little
Birmingham-based
bit,
company.
but there's a little bit more to it.
Yep, there is. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Truck Studio. Stay with us.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 7:33. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. I told you before we went to the break, we would talk about this 100-year-old World War II veteran. He is still on the go, on the move.
And that war ended 81 years ago.
Yep. And he's 100 years old and still getting around like a youngster.
Apparently.
Guess what he does?
I read that we might want to ask anybody else if they know if they want to guess what he does.
He is still delivering Meals on Wheels. He's been doing it for 40 years.
How about that?
Isn't that
That is
awesome?
amazing. It is awesome that you have such a fine example in your community. Doesn't say where this is, but to have somebody like that to go out there and serve. And I don't know, have you ever done that? Teresa, have you ever?
I have not done Meals on Wheels. Have you? Have you done it?
Yeah, we did. We used to do it when we were members of the Methodist Church here on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
They always do look for. I think they still do around here. It may be everywhere. Well, they look for organizations to donate their time so their workers, their volunteers can, have off. Right. Okay. And so we would do that. And I'm sure it wouldn't surprise me if they're not still doing it there, here in town. But you get to go around and see these folks that and they really are excited about getting a Thanksgiving meal that day. That's what we would deliver was turkey and dressing and I don't know, some sort of green bean casserole probably.
Some have something delivered to them almost every day, don't they?
They
or
do.
You get something
most days? Mm-hmm.
Do the same people get something every single day, or is it sometimes like so many days per week, or how does that work? How is it structured?
I think it's every day. Wow. I don't know about the weekends. For some reason, I'm not sure about the weekends. I don't know enough about the program. But how about this gentleman? It says here that his two sons, so they load up their car every Monday morning and deliver these meals to people in his community. And he says something about it. He said it's not just a hot meal. It said it's seeing a familiar face.
Yep.
I mean, it was like, I remember going to people, and I would take my son with me one time. He was just a little fella, and he would go with me, and then I took my daughter later when she got a little older, and just to let her see how other people live, and you know that you have a lot to be thankful for, no matter where you are in the stage of your life, or I believe that, and so watching these folks though. Their eyes would light up, especially with a child would come in, you know, my son or my daughter. They'd be like, "Oh, look at you, you know, it's a pretty ribbon in your hair, whatever." Just something to discuss and kind of break up their day.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of what that is. But and it says here, you know, a reminder that someone cares enough to bring you a meal, and especially this gentleman, Mel. I guess I would say Faze.
Yeah.
Or Fayez. It's 100. It says.
He says, you know, you can donate money here and there, but donating your time is much more valuable. And I have to agree with that to some, you know, especially to some degree, because a lot of these seniors, your face might be the only one they see at all day, or for weeks, or you know, months even. Maybe they don't have any family left. They're all alone.
That can happen.
You know, it
can happen to all of us, you know.
We got to take care of our seniors. I mean,
this is a good program.
Seen and experienced so much.
They haven't. How about this World War II veteran? I would like to be able to find out.
Oh, I bet
what
he
did
has
he
some
do
stories.
In the war? You know, where was he stationed? Or where did he fight? Which front was he on? The Pacific or the European? You know.
Yeah.
Theater, they called it.
Was it Taylor that told us her grandfather or somebody was 104?
I don't know.
I was
don't
like,
remember
my
hearing that.
gosh, 104.
Yeah. My dad wasn't in the war, but he's almost 91. So that's not too far from 100.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You know, but people, they're living longer now and they're staying healthy longer. They're active. And I think that's a lot of the key, because a lot of folks, when they retire, I guess they lose their sense of purpose a little bit, and that's why you see so many people who retire volunteer a lot, or they get a side gig, you know, where they're doing something.
Like, maybe like a job on the radio, or you know, on a farm or something when they retire.
It's like Bill. You know, he retired, but he had to keep going, so he
You realize
consults.
that's what I did, right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. You know, work on a farm or on the radio station. Part time.
Yeah. And Bill did the same thing.
Exactly.
He consults, and he comes up here and does a couple of days a week. And I mean, I just think I think it's a good thing to keep going, because when you start sitting around and you're like, you don't have anything to do, you start getting down on yourself, and then you don't want to go anywhere or do anything, and you're just. And I see too many retirees get like that. And my former father-in-law, he's 80-something and still drives a school bus.
How about that?
And he gets after it. I mean, he is active.
Sit down there, be quiet.
I mean, he's got a booming voice, and he's going to do something. He does not sit at home at all, and he's always on the go.
You saw where Joan wrote in just now and said, some people are so glad just to see a smiling face.
Yeah, that's true.
They are. I've done it. It's rewarding. I do agree with what he said. Your time is more valuable, and you know, it's of course organizations like that need money too.
They
so
do.
You know, we get it.
We'll
get
do
that.
both. You know,
but anytime you can actually donate your time and help someone else, you usually reap more benefit than they do. That's the way I feel.
Yeah,
you know, I don't do it for that reason, of course, but at the same time, that's the benefits you get from it. One of the benefits.
A golf course over in Trussville called Trussville Country Club, and the owner, Chris Rigdon, that's what he did every Wednesday. He went and delivered meals for Meals on Wheels, and it was standing. I mean, he did it for years. He was like, I'm not here on Wednesdays till a certain time because I'm going to do the Meals on Wheels. And he was an interesting character. He would. He
You had to think about that.
Interesting is. Yeah. He's one of those guys where if he could get a trade on something without having to pay you money, that's what he was going to do. He was going to give you some, swings on the golf course if you would come and lay a tile floor for him, or anything like that. He was very, very tight with his money. He would tell you he's going to do something and just, decide he wasn't going to do it and be like, too bad, I'm just changed my mind. But one thing he was going to do, but he was going to go do the Meals on Wheels, though. And he did
every
it forever.
Wednesday, you said.
Every Wednesday, without fail.
Like clockwork.
Without fail, yeah.
Well, that's great, but it is. I mean, there are a lot of folks that do that. Obviously, they rely on volunteers, and if you're looking for something to do, I bet you they could use you.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Did you see? This is so sad right here. A 17-year-old from Birmingham was among 3 boys that died in a crash in Canada. He had actually, Caden Fine, he'd actually moved to Canada to join the Southern Alberta Mustangs team in Canada to play hockey, 17 years old. And they had a crash, and all 3 boys did not survive. He was actually, when he was here in Birmingham, he played on the Junior Bulls team. He played from 2021 to 2023. You can find the article, and they have set up a GoFundMe, bless you, for his family to help with.
I thought that was a misprint at first because there's not too many hockey players from Birmingham, Alabama, I wouldn't think.
Well, we have the Birmingham Bulls.
You play in these junior leagues up there in Canada, I mean, it is like some really top quality hockey.
And, we have the Birmingham Bulls here. They're not having a good season at all, but, I mean, we do have it. We do have hockey, and I got a friend, he and his son have played hockey for years, and there's like a adult team that's not the Bulls. They go and they travel and they do hockey all these different places, and they play in Pelham and all these other places, and they do pretty good. They're a pretty good team, from what I understand.
I think we've talked about this before. You've been to some hockey games before?
I went to Birmingham Bulls, and then back in the day, it was probably 94.
Okay, so
I went to
the BJCC?
Atlanta and watched the Atlanta Knights play.
Okay.
Their hockey team. That was a pretty cool game. Stands were always packed back then. People, believe it or not, we love hockey here.
Oh yeah, it's a very physical sport.
And we had the Birmingham Bulls, and then we didn't, and they kind of sold off the team, and then somebody bought. I think, what was the guy's name? Oh my gosh, he's a real estate agent now. Bouchard. I
don't know if I know it.
Oh gosh, Ricky, help me. I know you know who I'm talking about. They used to come into where I worked as a restaurant.
Calling Ricky.
And hang out all the time. But Jerome Bouchard, he was kind of like the manager or the big coach
sounds like a French
of the
Canadian
team.
name.
They bought the Bulls back after they had not been here for a while. They disbanded it and then they brought it back under a different thing. We had the guy. Well, he was one of my first guests here in this studio when we moved to this place. His name was Joel Stroud. Tragically, he passed away this summer. Oh. Not long after he had been on our show.
Was he like a general manager or something?
He was a general manager over the Bulls, the arena, and brought in all the
Civic
teams
Center
and the stuff. Yeah. But they've got somebody new now. We need to get them on as well and talk about all the different things. 'Cause they have a lot of kids things that they do for family nights and things like that, and they have teams for the young ones.
I've never been to a hockey game there in Pelham. My daughter has gone several times.
I haven't been to one in Pelham, but I did go to the BJCC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking Pelham because they've been at Pelham now for.
They have. I have not been to
20
one
years, I bet at least. But I remember in high school and thereabouts, we had that new hockey league, and Birmingham had a franchise and played teams from all over the United States and Canada. And that was exciting, and they did real well. They had a good team, led the league in attendance. Like you said, they loved it. And I mean, it wasn't unusual for them to have 12, 15,000 people,
Yeah.
you know, in the arena, you know, for a game. And
I took Auburn to a couple of games, and she loved it.
now I'm talking about 1970s
Oh yeah,
and
that's
80s.
just back when my dad. I think my dad took me to one when I was
So,
little, but then I took her to one when she was little, and it was still it was a big thing when it was in.
And that league folded, and that's when they the first time they disbanded and they kept the franchise name alive.
Yep. All right. It is 7:46. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk. So I found a story about Alabama's abandoned mines, and it was where they have some projected things they're going to do, and then you knew even more about it. So we're going to talk about that because there are some plans in the works. How to revitalize some of this land and property and use it for something. So we'll talk about that when we come back. But it had ties to Chilton County as well. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Need care fast? Come see us at Chilton Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077 or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
We are back. The time is 7:51. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa Mike here with you on this Wednesday, February the 4th. Old Baden's birthday. 22 today.
22, double deuce.
Yep, that's what I called it, double deuces.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so we were talking about something that is going to be happening out on 65. I don't really know what area that is called. It is if you're familiar with 65 northbound,
North of Birmingham.
There is some property that they call the Hallmark Farms or something like that. It's on the left. Beautiful property.
Beautiful picturesque property
Oh
with
my
a beautiful
gosh.
barn and house out there.
Looks like something you would see magazine movies.
Yep.
And it has been.
And somebody has
in
noticed
movies.
it.
It's been in magazines.
That's right.
For years, since I was little, when we would go into Tennessee or up into Huntsville for anything, we'd pass by that, and I would always look. And somebody told me that it was the Hallmark Cards people that owned that.
I don't know.
Hallmark Cards. I don't know. And then somebody told me that Country Boy Eddie lived there.
Country Boy Eddie.
So I never knew what it really was. I just knew it was so pretty.
Channel 6.
So they have this thing where you can do grants. And one thing about Alabama, well, there's a lot of places, but in Alabama, they have land that has abandoned mines underneath it.
I did not know that area there was.
Yeah, I didn't either. Well, I don't know anywhere.
Used to be mined.
And they've gotten grants from, it's called AMLR, Alabama Mine Land Economic Revitalization Program, where they are giving grants out so you can rehab that land, I guess, and make it into...
Revitalize it like the program says.
Yeah, make it into something that... is revenue, for the area. And you were telling me this, because this is where this is going, but at one time out here in Chilton County, they were looking at putting this here, and it has to do with, you said the Alpha?
It was the Alpha Farmers Federation, as I recall. They wanted to, they came, I think they kind of I don't know if they let out bids or anything. I don't think that was the way they did it, but they looked at a few selections. We've always touted Clanton and Chilton County in general as being centrally located, and it is.
It is.
I mean, it's literally the central center of our state, as being really great for business, and it is all of those things, and so. Clanton, Chilton County was part of it, and this is Jefferson County. It's not quite into Coleman County, but it's north.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they did all this prior mining in this location or at this location. I just thought it was a beautiful farm, a beautiful barn and property. And so I don't remember exactly the story, but several years ago. City and county officials, our city, Clanton, and our county, Chilton officials got together, and they were trying to work it out off exit 212, Lay Dam Highway. Off there, they were going to invest in this Alabama Farm Center.
Right.
But negotiations, I'll just call it. I'll try to be polite because I know some people are very passionate about this, and I'm not trying to inflame anything. But negotiations broke down, and Alpha decided, and the county and city all decided they weren't going to do the deal. I mean, it would have been a huge investment, Trees, probably 30, 40, $50 million. Oh,
wow. Okay.
I mean, huge investment.
That's a big deal. Yep.
But again, it's big risk, big rewards kind of thing if it works out. Well, so now the Farmers Federation, Alpha, has decided this would be a good property, and this is part of this. And they're receiving $11 million to rehab this property.
Yeah, it's 500 acres.
I don't know what
lot.
rehab they would do, but think about it. You have a mine, means you drilled down, you busted, you exploded, whatever, you blew up, and you made a tunnel, and you're under. So then after you've mined it and you've gotten whatever you got out, I don't know if it was a coal mine or what. I think
Yeah,
it's coal
what kind
mines.
of mine, yeah.
I assume they are or were, and then it's abandoned. Well, guess what? That hole is still there, and people can get injured and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how they would rehab it exactly, but they're getting an $11 million grant, as you said, through this program. And the plans are for this 500-acre property to become this Alabama Farm Center.
And what would that mean? Because I don't really know when they say Alabama Farm Center, what do they mean by that? What is that?
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, Alabama is still a huge agricultural state.
Okay.
We have peanuts in Dothan, we have peaches in Chilton, we have
And strawberries.
Cotton in Huntsville. I mean, all over. Cattle everywhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're really a heavy agricultural state, and that's why Alpha has, I think, wields as much influence as they do.
Right.
And I'm not saying good or bad. They do it. I think mostly it's good, because it's the goal is to promote Alabama farmers, and they do a great job of it. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, or what I'm thinking about saying, is that the idea is that they would have all these events. They would have a farm expo or something. They would have these events, and they would bring in, because Alpha hosts a bunch of things now all over the state. But it would give them one location to bring centrally people in.
I bet some rodeos and just all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, they're really. I'm sure that there's a number of ideas. I really don't know what they would be. But there might be farm shows, like a tractor show, or something. I don't mean what do they call the monster truck stuff. That's not what I mean. I guess they could do that too. But the article says that it could have over a $2 billion economic effect over the next 20 years, with generating almost 1,000 jobs, 850 jobs.
Yeah.
Which could have happened here in our county if our officials had been willing to make this investment. But it is risky. Any investment like that would be risky.
And I guess they were probably worried about, they probably would have had to get some grants to be able to put their portion in, and they might have been worried about,
could they get it?
If it was a loan, would they be able to pay it back? What was the,
Oh yeah, there's all kind of terms.
Because I know when like Leeds they were bringing Bass Pro in over there in the Leeds area. I mean, they were having to get Moody to fork out some money, saying that Moody would benefit from the growth too.
That's
Leeds
right.
and Moody are like right there. There's like a bridge that separates them, literally.
Right.
You can go, you get off one exit and you go to both. Then they have an exit before that too, and they were just like, everybody's going to benefit. St. Clair County is going to benefit. So they were having to get everybody to put a few eggs in the basket. Well, that deal went majorly south. Some grant money had to be spent by a certain time. It had to be used in a certain way, and it became a whole lot, and a fiasco is what it ended up being. So, and I think they were probably thinking about futuristic, what ifs. Is it going to, in the timeline, are we going to be able to handle these burdens the way they're, structured out to be? So I understand how talks can break down. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I'm just saying I understand
I'm not either.
it.
I don't know enough to say that.
But
it did
I will
break
say
down.
this area out here was definitely prime for something like that to
Well,
take
a lot of
place.
people were speculating, I think, and they made purchases of land out in that area and off the lay down highway there, but didn't work out.
All right, it's
Not
8
yet.
o'clock. I'm getting the break signal. We're going to take a break. We'll finish this conversation talking about farming. What is it called? A farming.
Alabama Farm Center.
Yeah, Farm Center. Yeah. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Track Studio. Stay with us.
Weather update for today. We're going to be looking at a high of 60 degrees, some rain during the afternoon and especially later tonight. Low of 38 degrees, cloudy and breezy on Wednesday, a high of 44, sunny on Thursday. That's your weather update. Meteorologist J.P. Dice right here on Piper Peach Radio.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
Weather update for today. We're going to be looking.
We are back. The time is 8:01. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. We are talking about property that is out on 65 North that they're going to turn
Prime property
to a farm center. That's what the plan is.
Yep.
And that at one point, that was
the plan was to build that center here.
But again, like I said before break, I can see how the communication kind of maybe broke down on that because the city or surrounding, they would probably had to get, help from surrounding communities too to put a little
Well, the first
something
thing
in it.
they had to do was acquire all that land.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe it was a 500-acre property out there on Flay Dam. I don't think it was that many acres. I forget what it was, but it wasn't.
Wasn't
I
that
don't remember
much.
anything close to that, but it's been a few years since all that happened.
I
If we
just hate to
wanted
see
to,
that.
we could get someone from the mayor's office, or maybe we could probably talk to a county commissioner.
And find out a little more about it.
Yeah, maybe even have them on and let them tell us about it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my thoughts on it. Well, I think that's all well and good.
I mean, it is kind of old news here,
To
but
have
still pretty fresh.
things like that come to the areas, but that property is so beautiful the way it is, and I hate to see it get eaten up by development. That drives me because we are farming, we are agriculture.
It has a big lake there in front
then
of it. It's really pretty.
You're gonna go in and destroy all of that to make something that's not.
Well, they would make them, a big auditorium and convention center kind of thing. But they have a pretty good track record, I think. Alpha does. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen their home office down there in South Montgomery, but
You think
they have
keep
really
it
developed it. They've
aesthetically
really developed.
pleasing
I
and
think
all
they
that?
would. I think they would. I really do. I mean, they certainly would have the money to do it and do it right, and have the incentive to do it for those same reasons you just stated. To keep it looking like a farm, and not destroy it.
That is one of the most beautiful things you see coming down 65 when
Yeah,
you're.
and it says exit, a mile marker 280 or exit 280, so it's somewhere right in there. So it's about, what is that, 60, 70 miles from us, north of us,
You look
approximately.
out when you're going north. You look out to the left, and you see it all right there, and it's so beautiful. It is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen as far as property goes. And now you're probably not going to see that vision anymore.
Well, I hope they're able to do this because I think it's. We all know. I mean, why does the city of Clanton give a restaurant, incentives?
Right.
Why are they going to pay, tax dollars out to get their, surrounding, I don't know, utilities, et cetera,
Right.
taken care of at our expense? Well, it's because they know that they're going to hire people to work there. They're going to, patrons like us are going to go eat there and pay taxes, and hopefully it all kind of comes out in the wash. Mm-hmm. But I wonder how. Actually, I don't wonder because I know a few business people here in the county who aren't so excited when something like that happens. It's like, well, no one gave me any incentive to come here and risk my capital and my time and my money.
Yeah.
Have a restaurant here or to have a a business here of any sort, and yet here you are giving thousands of dollars away to someone else to come to entice them to come in and build it. And that's what Apple was looking for, was a bit more of an enticement than I think our officials were willing to give them.
Yeah, and I guess I'm the reservationist, I guess, because while it all sounds great, yes, $2.2 billion, it's awesome over 20 years. That's great. 800 people get jobs. I'm over here looking at, but it's so pretty. I don't want you to mess it up. But that bothers me. See, it's like I feel that way, like when I see these subdivisions going in.
Yeah.
Like my subdivision that I live in. It was built in the 90s. It was back when you had yards. I mean, they were beautiful trees everywhere, nice. Everything looks, you know what I'm saying? Like a neighborhood. Now you see these houses and they're side by side by side by side. There's hardly any yard. They have a stick representing, supposed to be a tree. There is nothing aesthetically pleasing about the neighborhood. It's not homey. It just feels so stark and just you see
cookie cutter.
House driveway, house driveway, house driveway.
Yeah,
and the driveways aren't even that big. You can fit 2 cars in them if you're lucky.
That's a little bit I've done that. I've had apartments,
that.
I've had subdivisions, and I like having a little bit of property.
I would rather
Personally.
see apartments that have trees and stuff around them that look like, almost like a little resort or something than these what I call stick-built houses that have no character, no charm, no nothing. I love the neighborhood we live in. It's so reminds me of my neighborhood when I was young. We had all that. We had yards with trees and leaves blowing everywhere.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they do it now. They go in and they just knock it all down and build houses, and there's nothing. You're like, what?
Have to start over.
What is that? I don't know why they do it that way. I don't know what the purpose is in knocking down all of those trees and just making it look that way. There's at the 4-way where you can turn from Old Smoky Road or something, or Smoky Road and 22. There's a subdivision. They just plop down right there, and it's just like, I mean, it's just, all you see is people's back patios. I mean, there's
going out 22.
Yeah,
Clanton from downtown.
No. I'm talking about in Calera where I.
Oh, Calera.
Sorry, I guess I should have made that.
Sorry. 22 or 25.
22.
Okay.
Yeah, 22, and I guess is that 12 there? It's just when I come down off the interstate and I go to the 4-way where I have to turn left and then I go into my subdivision, they just plopped another little subdivision right down there, and it's just it's nothing. It's just all you see are houses and cars, and that's it. It may as well be like an apartment complex, really.
Well, just plant some trees and give it some time, I guess.
There's no room for any trees. They didn't leave any room for any. That's what I'm saying.
In the yard or stuff.
No, there's not any room for anything.
So those are like garden homes kind of thing, which is kind of a funny name for a place without a yard.
Yeah, I don't like it. I wish they would, be made to at least have it look homey, I guess, or just.
Well, I guess there are all kinds of dwellings like that where you can set it up for certain types of people, and what they like, and it might not. It's obviously to be different. What you would like, for example.
Well, I know in Odenville, this one real estate developer, he was going in, and every one of his subdivisions were like that. He was just going in and just making them as stark as possible. And everybody started complaining, and he had plans to build another one of those like that, and they finally put the regulations down and said, no, we don't want any more. This is not what we want our town to look like.
Exactly.
This is not it. So we're gonna put some guidelines on you, and if you can't abide by those guidelines, then you're not building right there. And so he didn't. So
that's what those
that was the end of that.
Committees are for. That's right. Exactly. Those boards are for.
All right, it's 8:10. We're going to take I guess this is our final break of the morning because Baden has to run out. So we're going to take another break.
He's going to go buy himself a birthday cake.
Yep. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Bluebell ice cream because it's made from right here in Alabama. So
I like Bluebell.
Yes, we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Need care fast? Come see us at Chilton Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it.
Hey, you got to give me something.
The time is 8:13. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Peyton just said, it's been that way all my life.
Yeah.
Mike goes, all your 22 years.
You're 22. Come
you're
on
22.
now. Come on. Wait till you're, 40 before you say that.
So I've got to. There's so much bad stuff on this paper.
Let's talk about Bluebell ice cream
We
instead.
are, but before we do
you want
that-
to wait? Okay.
I do want to talk about something that has to do with the Food and Drug Administration.
Okay.
And this
what's
has
happened now?
So they're saying that
They're worried about people starting
to
to smoke
and
more.
stuff, and
Yep.
especially with the vaping and things like that. And they're saying that right now, though, youth tobacco use is at a 25-year low, and adult smoking rates have dropped about 10% from close to 25% in 2000. So that's good. That's a good thing.
So this is 10% of the people are smoking. Is that what they said?
Yes.
Is that what I understand? Is that where that
Yes,
number
yes,
came
yes.
from?
The problem is that because everything seems to be going good, they've decided to cut back on funding and things like that when it comes to, trying to raise awareness, keep people from doing it.
Enforce the laws that we have.
They're just having to.
Because don't you have to be 18 to smoke, to buy
I think
tobacco
19.
products? Is it 19,
I'm
18
almost
or
positive
19?
it's 19 or maybe even 21. I'm not sure. We're kind of, as far as the efforts goes, the Lung Association for 2026 State of Tobacco Control report dropped the federal grade for regulating tobacco products from a C to a D. So that's not good. And the anti-smoking mass media campaign went from an A in 2025 to an incomplete this year already. So they're having some issues with.
So if you get an I on your report card, that's probably not too good, is it?
No, that means you didn't finish. You didn't finish what you started. So I'm wondering, you know, they're really putting the screws to the vaping thing, which I don't like it. I don't like the vaping. I think too many people do it. They use it as a way to quit smoking, but you're still filling up your lungs with something. However, I'm not really as concerned. I mean, if you want to wreck yourself, wreck yourself. I mean, we've given you all the reasons why you shouldn't and the warnings, and we can only regulate. We can't. If people want to do things, they're going to do them.
They're going to do them. They will. They'll do it.
What I don't like is me having to breathe it. I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like it being blown around me, in my face, near me, or anything. I don't like going in places that allow smoking and then I come out and I smell like an ashtray. I don't like that.
Not too many places do that anymore,
Not anymore, they don't. But they're getting to the point now, like I told you, like around hospitals and stuff. There's a veterans home over in Pell City. The hospital and the veterans home, you have to go off their property to smoke. And so they have this little area where people pull into that's off, and you go there during 9 o'clock, 9:15 in the morning, and you see all these cars, sitting around, people standing outside, smoking or whatever. But they're including vaping in that because it still has the nicotine in it. And so even though you're blowing out a cloud of lies that smells like cotton candy and Skittles, you're still putting toxins in the air when you do it. It does smell good.
The article is about cutting the staffing and cutting the funding to the FDA.
Yeah.
I guess I've never thought of them as being regulating tobacco, but I guess it could be considered a food product or a drug. I guess because of the nicotine, it would be a drug. Now that I think that through for a second, but they're talking about how this funding cuts is affecting smoking cessation classes and funding and stuff like that, and they're concerned that might lead to an uptick of tobacco use. But think about it, Therese. I mean, 360 million people, and you're trying to regulate everything. I mean, there are people out there that would advocate that we should be regulated everywhere we go. I'm not one of those people.
Right.
But I understand the concern because we know that long-term smoking can be, hazardous to your health. Or is hazardous to your health.
We know that to be a fact.
Right. So that's what they're worried about. And they want to try to continue, the Lung Association continues to work towards a reduction in the use of tobacco. I mean, when they say 25% in 2000, I bet it was 50% in 1980.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it was so much more.
Everybody smoked in the 80s.
All you have to do is watch the movies from the 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even into the 80s. And I was just amazed. It was just stuff that I never really noticed before. But since it's been brought to your attention, you sit and you watch. Well, look at that! They're in the the halls of Congress, and there's you see 60 people smoking, and lighting up, and ashtrays everywhere.
Yeah, in the car, in the planes, in the buses, everywhere.
It's wondered more buildings didn't get burned down.
I think about like even when I watched. I mean, I love Perry Mason, so that I'm using that as an example. Just about all the women lit those long cigarettes up. And Perry Mason was always doing a light, and he even smoked.
He did. Paul Drake
did. I never saw Della smoke.
I was going to say Della. I don't know, Della Street.
Think she did.
She was too classy.
But I mean, it was just all the women were smoking. Even though they were glamorous and in tight dresses and looking beautiful, they would be like, "You got a light,"
Yeah, exactly.
You got a light.
Somehow did not have their lighter with them. But yes, I remember seeing all that, and that's what I basically grew up in, and so I'm used to it. But at the same time, I've also noticed that this push about making the public aware of the dangers of it look what's happened. I mean, 10% of people. That's just 1 out of 10 now, when it used to be 3, 4, 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty
true.
good success there.
But if they're not promoting,
But if they cut
don't
that
do
back,
it, don't do
their word is
it,
gonna
don't
come
do
back,
it, then
and
it's
it
gonna, their word
tick
is gonna be,
upwards.
like you said, an uptick in it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
anyway, I hope not. I'm not a fan of making people, forcing people,
Regulating, writing some law. Tell me I have to wear a seatbelt.
I was gonna say that same thing. I mean,
And when
guess
that
what?
happened,
I'm gonna wear a seatbelt. I
30
want
years
to
ago,
wear one.
It was huge. It was a huge fight. There was people, independent, saying, "I'm not wearing one. Yeah, I made it this far without
You
it." Blah
really
blah blah
pulled
blah
me
blah.
over for not wearing my seatbelt. Yep. I mean, because they
Now
have
you
to
get a
enforce
ticket.
it. Now you
Years
get a
ago
ticket.
when it first happened, they said we're going to give you like a 2-year grace period. We're just going to say put your seatbelt on. And
And now it's click it or ticket.
well, I may have told this story about seatbelts already, but when I was a new claims adjuster working for Alabama Farm Bureau, which was evolved into Alpha back in the day. But anyway, when I was working, I remember going to look at in this salvage yard to look at this car, and I went to see it, and the people had been severely injured in the accident, and there were 2 little marks in their windshield. No seatbelts. They hit something. 2 heads crashed into the windshield. And it was basically from that point on I decided that me and my family, we're going to wear seatbelts. I had resisted it, never done it, or rarely done it, let's put it that way. But after seeing that, Treese, I decided, probably smarter to do that. It wasn't long after that it became law that you had to wear them.
Right.
And remember, originally it was just the driver had to wear them.
Right.
And then they said, okay, the driver and the passenger. And then now it's everybody in the vehicle supposed to have a seatbelt.
I mean, when I was a baby, I wasn't even buckled in a car seat. They didn't have that. I was in a pumpkin seat just sitting in the back seat or in the front.
You were in a launching pad,
Yeah.
really, for crashing.
The cars were made like tanks, and people getting hurt in car wrecks was not as, the amount of people is not as high then as it is
Right,
now.
not as prevalent.
Because we're making cars with fiberglass and they crumple when they get hit.
Well, that's the design of the cars today, is to crumple, to absorb that impact. The older cars being so rigid, they would crash, and they said that would do your body more damage because a lot of people were being slammed into dashes and windshields and stuff.
Yeah.
Now the supposedly, theoretically, the cars absorb the impact more. They do crumple. They're designed to crumple, but to keep the cab where you are, from crumpling. At least
Right.
that's the idea. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but that's what our car manufacturers do, and what our government directs them to do, because
Right.
that is heavily regulated, as it probably should be. But seatbelts, man, that was I think they're great, but I don't know that they should be mandatory.
Yeah, I agree.
If you don't want to wear them, like you said, and you just want to risk it, then that's your business. But
Look, you want to be dumb, be dumb.
we walk that tight wire in a lot of places in our lives, don't we?
Yes.
Where the government tells us what we can and can't do, and we may or may not agree with it. But that's what's happening. But speaking of seatbelts and all that, what about this study for the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety with the SUVs?
Yes.
SUVs is a fairly recent phenomenon. I would say in the last 20 years, they've replaced cars. I mean, a lot of them vehicle manufacturers, they don't even make a car anymore. They're all
Right.
making SUVs and trucks. But did you see the list? It said that there was just a few. It was 4 out of 18 small SUVs
Right.
that earned good grades, and they said, and they, as far as their safety, they look at offset, where the 2 corners of the vehicles are hitting each other. They do the head on, they do the rear end, they do the smashing into the wall. I mean, it's they test them all kind of ways. But only 4. This was the Audi Q3, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which I believe is an electric vehicle, the Subaru Forester, and the Toyota RAV4. They earn good ratings. So those are considered good. Then there are other vehicles that are considered acceptable, including the Buick Encore GX, the Chevrolet Equinox, the Honda CR-V, the Jeep Compass. That's what my daughter drives.
Okay.
Kia Sportage, Mercedes-Benz GLB Class, Mitsubishi Outlander, Volkswagen Taos, and Volvo XC40 earned acceptable ratings.
Okay.
But what about the rest of these, though?
Yeah. Well, hubby, he drives a Toyota Highlander.
Yeah.
And I think it gets pretty good marks.
That's a little larger. These are smaller.
These are the smaller SUVs. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
his is a larger vehicle for sure.
Yeah. Highlander.
But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, out of 18, only 4 got decent marks. That's wild to me. They all, I mean, when you got the Ford Bronco Sport, the Hyundai Tucson, and Mazda 6S got poor. They rated poor, not just
unacceptable.
I mean, they
or
got
as marginal as a BMW and a
unsatisfactory.
Nissan Rogue were marginal ratings. So
Yeah, and I know a lot of folks that have those Nissan Rogues.
oh, they are very popular because they have a good price point.
Yeah, they do.
But
they drive well.
RAV4s are very popular, and I mean all these Buick,
driven one of
Chevrolet, and Hondas, they all sell a bunch of them. I was glad to see the Jeep Compass though when I read it. I must admit that it was acceptable, even though it's not good.
I wonder what they consider acceptable. Like what did it pass that made it acceptable, but what did it not pass that made it just acceptable? So
Well, it says
wondering.
this is for whiplash prevention, which means a rear end collision. You get rear ended, that's what causes your whiplash, and you get hit, and your car goes forward, but you stay in the same place, so you get thrown back into your seat. And it's just, they look at injuries, and they do it a lot by these test dummies with just thousands of sensors or hundreds of sensors in there, to judge what would likely happen to the human body if the same impact occurred to it. So they don't pay volunteers to get in there and get rear-ended, and so they can see how badly they're hurt. But anyway, Ricky's talking about it didn't blow up. He's talking about I think it was the Ford Pinto. Back in the 70s, Ford designed it, and it was not designed very well, and the gas tank was too close. When it get rear-ended, it would sometimes explode. And, of course, that's a bad thing when you're driving and your car explodes.
Yeah, that is a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I like
no
to
good, no good at all.
Simply, simplify things. Good, bad. That would be bad.
Yes, very, very, very bad. Well, we promised y'all we were going to talk about Bluebell ice cream because I don't know if a lot of you even know this, but while Bluebell was originated in Texas, was it 1909 or something like that?
1907.
1907.
Yep. It's 119 years.
Yeah,
ago.
whole long time. It now is actually made also here in Alabama, in Sylacauga.
Sylacauga.
They have I think it's where you said where the Barbers used to be made. Is that, did they buy that property?
No. Barbers used to be in Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
Homewood, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did.
Mm-hmm. And Bluebell bought them out, and eventually that plant closed. But what we were talking about economic incentives that governments offer to
I wonder how we got on the
businesses.
subject.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that I was saying was that Barbers was in Jefferson County. They wanted to modernize and do some things. And I think this occurred before Bluebell acquired them.
Yeah.
But Bluebell acquires them. They're a corporation founded in Texas, as the article says here. But Jefferson County, Birmingham would not put together match the economic package that they got down in, I think Sylacauga's Tallapoosa County. I think. I'm not sure either. But anyway, down that way, down 280, Sylacauga from Birmingham, and so anyway, this is what this article's talking about. They're how they're celebrating America's. We have our 250th birthday this year, Teresa.
America.
July 4th, we'll be 250 years old as a country.
Yeah, and here's the thing, but they say that from Alabama, Sylacauga, they actually ship ice cream all over the place, not just in Alabama.
Right.
It goes all over the
the
place.
southeast. It says primarily,
Yep.
but they, and it says it here. It's talked about businesses that survive wars, economic downturns, like the Great Depression back in the 1930s. And it's even talk about the global pandemic. It survived and it thrived. Talladega County is what Ricky said. I was getting it mixed up with Tallapoosa.
Oh, okay.
I'll take his word for it because I'm not looking it up right now. But they have this massive new freezer, and then I like the way the general manager there talks about their ice cream. He says before it makes it to your freezer, it has to survive this freezer first. And he's talking about it just being such a huge. It made me want to go see it. This huge freezer, that I guess people working there, they're all, iglooed up. They've got their big jackets on, their big puffy jackets on.
Yeah, and I mean, not Bluebell to take away from the ice cream we have here in Chilton County, which is, we have Durbin Farms and Peach Park. They do peach ice cream, and they have other flavors too. But Bluebell, to me, it is just one of those staples. I mean, my grandmother used to, or she was actually my great aunt, used to get DeBarber's ice cream. She had it was ice milk. And she would put it in her freezer, and we would eat that, and it was just basically sweet milk,
I forgot about ice milk.
Yep. But Bluebell, man, and they have evolved so much, coming from just your.
Remember, all the ice cream used to be served in these rectangular boxes.
Yes, they were in the boxes.
Now they're in like round tubs and all kind of neat. Packages,
vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, and then all three in one was, that was kind of your choices.
Right.
Then they started, branching out and getting these other flavors, and I mean, they have come up with some amazing flavors, really good ones. I like the original vanilla bean over the vanilla. Just the regular, like the homemade vanilla and the original vanilla bean. The vanilla bean is hands down my favorite.
Butter pecan.
I like also, they have one that's called like butter cake or something. It's like ooey gooey.
That sounds
cake.
good. I like.
It's got chunks of that cake in there. Those 2 words together, butter and cake. It is it is so good. It's so yummy, and I absolutely love that ice cream. It's good. And they've had a couple others that hubby likes too. He's like, well, okay, this is all right, But I get my favorites, and that's why I asked Jake yesterday, are you going to have the Bluebell on? He's like, yep, on this weekend it actually has it on sale. So y'all need to get by Save More and get your Bluebell ice cream. They're having a deal on it. Ricky said, don't doubt him. Don't doubt me, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't do it.
Sorry, Rick. He is laughing about it, I hope.
But I love that we have this here in Alabama.
I know it.
I mean, that's pretty cool if you ask me. Cookies and cream? Nah, not my favorite.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Pralines and cream. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one right there.
When you get cookies and cream, don't you pretty much always get like an Oreo cookie in it? Isn't that what the cookie is?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much I would say that's what it is.
It seems like I've always seen the dark cookie, the black.
Get some little piece of cookie. That's what I love about their ice creams, because you're going to get a piece of something if you get those.
A chunk.
Like you're gonna get a chunk, like on
right.
the pecan praline. You get pecan.
Sorry, what kind?
Pecan.
Pecan.
Yeah. It's called pralines and cream.
I'll just say this to the audience out there, the folks listening. I'm working on her. We're gonna get that changed before long. It'll be pecan. Go ahead though. The pecan. What?
you get hunks of that pecan cluster with whatever it's wrapped up in. You get a little bite of that, and it is so good.
Yeah.
I love it, and that's why I like that butter cake one. It is, you get hunks of that butter cake, and I
like the one.
It's almost so
the peanut
it's so
and
sweet.
the chocolate together
Makes you get the little funny feeling in your head when you eat it.
Yeah,
it's so good. Peanuts and chocolate.
It's like what do they call it? Some I've seen it
like
called
the turtle tracks.
Yeah, moose track or something like that.
Both of those are good.
Yeah. I forget.
I wouldn't sneeze
they may
either
not
one
be
of them.
Bluebell brands, but they probably have something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes copyright infringement. They can't
sure.
call it something else, you know.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. It's just that mixture together. I like that too. And of course, my all-time favorite is the mint chocolate. You know, the green mint chocolate ice cream.
A lot of people like that one. Hubby likes the.
Are you a sherbet person? Do you like sherbet at all?
It's okay.
Yeah.
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 My mom used to buy it a lot, and so I had to love it.
Oh, okay.
But she wouldn't just always get ice cream.
Look,
We would
I
get
got sherbet.
that lime green sherbet. I mean,
You weren't always excited about the orange sherbet?
It was. I like
Or the raspberry red?
I like the green, and I liked the pineapple. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah, pineapple. Especially when they would put real pineapple chunks in
Oh
it.
yeah, that's
my
what
favorite
I love.
thing.
Oh
The
gosh,
good old
I was gonna
Bluebell.
say
How about
something.
that? 119 years
That's
they've been in
crazy.
business.
But how? Now, when did they move here though? Like how long? What year was that?
Well, like I said, they acquired the company. I don't know exactly when it was, but that's how they got here, I think.
Well, I remember when Barbers, so their sour cream and onion dip, or their version of French onion dip, was like the best dip in the whole world. Don't give me that Dean stuff mess. I don't know what that is. You give me Barbers, the Barbers potato chip dip.
Oh, yeah.
And when they quit making it, I thought I was gonna lose it. Absolutely lose it. I was like, what am I gonna do? I was looking at ways to make my own, and I knew it would never taste the exact same.
You have to experiment.
Then, the next thing I know, somebody said, I found the clone. It is spot on. Like, it is exactly the same as the Barber's dip. And I was like, give it to me. It's called Hell of a Good Dip.
I've heard of that.
And it's red. It's got the red and it says Helluva on it. And it is the exact same thing.
I think they pronounce that haluva. But I'm not
Haluva?
sure. No, I'm
Maybe.
just kidding.
Maybe that's it.
I'm really just kidding.
Maybe
just
for the show, it's
family
haluva.
show, family show.
Helluva.
I was totally
But
joking.
It's all one word, Helluva. So it is the absolute mimic of the Barbers, and that's what we buy. That's what we have. Matter of fact, I have some in my refrigerator right now. I love it with the Ripple Chick.
What about
chips.
ice cream with bananas? Do you like bananas?
Yeah, that's
in
like
it?
a banana split. Yeah, bring
but
it.
I mean, in the ice cream.
Yeah,
and
I'm
make
good with
it.
that. Oh,
You like that?
absolutely.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
yeah.
We
I
have
still
someone.
like
Ricky's very fond of the banana split and the banana pudding.
banana split
And we
and
got
the banana pudding.
Charlie
is
Johnson just jumped on the
Oh, well, good
watching
morning,
from
Charlie. Thank
Maplesville.
you
So
for
good
watching and
morning.
listening.
Yeah,
watching from
appreciate that.
Maplesville. Yeah, we love it.
Appreciate
Thanks.
that over in the west side.
Oh yeah, west side of Chilton County.
That's right.
Maplesville's gonna be having their spring fling in March too. Let me see if I have it on my sheet here. I think I do. I
didn't notice it.
On my last sheet.
Yep.
Yep. Saturday, March. Well, I
Uh-oh.
didn't put the day.
But it was from 10 to 2 on one of those
March something.
Saturdays
Hold
in
on.
March.
Karen had actually
I know
emailed
that
me. Let me
one of the Saturdays is
scroll
March
on down
7th. That's when Hannah's getting married.
Okay, that is the day.
It is?
March 7th, 10 to 2. So, yeah, I need to write that on there. I need to be sure I change that on my sheet. So, March the 7th, from 10 to 2, Maplesville is having their Spring Fling fundraiser event. They do this to raise money to be able to put on the old-fashioned Christmas that they do, which is completely free for everybody who comes to be a part
Just
of
another
it.
community event that they're real good at hosting out there.
Yep.
We have several people in our county that do that, don't we?
Yeah.
We had the lady from Miss Jemison was here a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I call her that, Tiffany. She handles all things Jemison. Somehow
Yep.
she got that title because I was like, everything that's going on there, she's got her hands in it. I
Yep.
mean, she comes up, she talks about everything, and I said, okay, you're just Miss Jemison. She thinks it's funny when I say that, but yeah, it's true.
My wife was just in her shop the other day. I know you. I saw the other day that you guys had Brittany and Jana from Butterfly Bridge.
Yep.
And their big
Now,
flutter
her
event.
last name, Brittany's last name is Ellison. Is she kin to you?
She is. She's married
down
to.
the line?
She's married to my second cousin,
Okay.
Ryan.
'Cause she wasn't sure how it went down.
about the relation.
Yeah.
How we're related. Well, I call her a second cousin.
She's like, I think so.
her husband's father is my first cousin, Hal. Everybody who's listening who's from around here knows Hal.
Okay.
And so I call that his son, my second cousin, but I have no idea. Somebody said, "Oh no,
Yeah.
that's your first cousin removed," and I
Yeah,
thought, "Okay,
I
that's just too
still-
complicated for me. I'll just go with cousin."
So the oh gosh, the thing that I just did
But that's
doing
how they
doing my family tree and my genetics,
Yeah.
they broke it down what a second cousin once removed means. It has to do with the grandmothers and something
see,
or
that's a
another.
little
And
too
I'm
complicated.
like, that is too much. I don't
Yeah.
want to. Okay, we're related.
That there's a man-made
we
problem.
share the same blood in some degree, so that's all I
Yeah,
know.
exactly. That's why I said. But that's how we're related. But
Yeah.
I saw you had them on. And,
Yeah, they were great. They had their.
But their big Flutter event's coming up.
It's tomorrow.
Thursday.
That's right. It's
It
tomorrow.
is tomorrow.
They're
And,
having it at 6th Street Warehouse.
If you remember, I've told you about my wife, Raynette,
Raynette?
and my daughter,
Net,
Hannah.
you should
They
call her.
both serve on their board.
Right.
Hannah's on the, I don't know, big board, and Hannah's on the young board. I think they call it young members or something like that. But
Yeah. And
very proud of both of them serving like they do, and for this particular cause. And it is their big fundraiser. You know, every year they have it. I know you all talked about it.
yes, because they
learned
are.
all about
and
it.
For those of y'all that don't know what Butterfly Bridge is, they actually are a children's advocacy center. They help abused children that have been through all kinds of different abuse.
Unfortunately, it happens a lot more
it does.
than you
And
maybe think.
it's ridiculous how much it happens. That's what they do. They help these kids.
But Tiffany
And-
was one of the sponsors as well.
Yeah.
That's why Raynette went to see her, and she's on board.
This is not letting me pull up the website for some reason. I guess my phone is acting wonky. I'm trying to pull up the website so I can get more information on the event, which is tomorrow.
It's at 6th Street Warehouse.
Yeah,
I think
it's
from-
Flutter 2026.
I want to say 5:30 to 7:30. Seems like.
Yep, you can go on their website and order tickets. You just click the little thing there, and it shows you how to do it. And they're doing bright colors. She said some people are going to be dressed up like for a gala. Some people are coming right after work, but the whole theme is really bright colors.
Well, my wife hadn't told me yet what I'm wearing, so
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
She probably got you something fun.
Some bright colored thing. I don't know. That'll have too many bright colors, but maybe something will pass.
Probably orange for Auburn.
I do have orange. That'd work. Mm-hmm. That'll look good too. I look good in
Definitely.
orange. I'm just kidding.
It starts at 5:30. And I've already forgotten how much the tickets were, and I can't find on here what it says because it's making me look at a video. It's showing here
I forget what they are.
what they've raised so far, $61,000.
Yeah, they're having their auction is going on. They have like I don't know if they call it a silent auction.
And you don't have to go to be a part of the auction. You have to go to their website and you have to register for the auction, and then you can keep up and be a part of the live auction and not attend the gala if you cannot attend.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that is such an important outreach to have in a community, because it does happen way more than you realize, and these kids need the help and the resources to be able to navigate through abuse. I mean, it's awful.
I think that when Jana came here and started doing that, she just was like in a corner office and some little small, and now they have grown. I mean, it's wonderful that they've grown, but it's sad to think why they've grown.
Exactly. That they've had to.
They've had to, but she's done it, and she's got a great staff there, being, kind of riding on the coattails of the board, I guess, with my wife being there. we've been to certain events they've had and meetings, and it's just a lot of people have put a lot of hours, volunteer hours, into this organization. But it has to have that leader, and Jana Zelski is the leader and has been the whole time that I've heard about Butterfly Bridge, and it's just grown, and she's managed it, and it's like a roller coaster. Anything you got your highs and your lows, but she's been that steady force, and she's got a great staff. You can tell they really love each other, and I'm sure that the kids benefit from that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and the parents, that are involved, the affected families. But it's tragic why they have it, but it's a necessary thing that we have to have what we have, and what she does, her staff is really my hat's off to them. It's admirable.
And see, the law enforcement and the courts rely on these resources,
this organization
to help them with the forensic side of it, interviewing and things like that.
Interviewing is one of the big things.
Yeah, one of the most huge things, I think. And in St. Clair County, they have the children's play. It's called the Children's Place. It's St. Clair Children's Advocacy Center, Children's Place. But it's a lot smaller. I drove by the Butterfly Bridge, and I was like, oh, wow, that place is huge.
They added on to that house.
The one in Birmingham is called Chips. And it's not a large place. It's kind of small. It's about as big as this building,
Well, I think they do this for a couple counties. Maybe Otago County is part of it. I forget exactly how they're organized, but...
it's sad that we have to have it, but it's great. It's a great thing to have in your community, but they all rely on donations and grants. I mean, that's how they survive.
The community's generosity.
So that's why they do these benefits. Butterfly Bridge, they host several different things throughout the year to be able to raise the money. I think
it's kind of funny because when my wife was teaching at Jemison High, she had this culinary arts class, and she was teaching them. I forget the sequence of classes, but there was a sequence like 101, 102, 103, but that's not what she called it. Was I forget. Anyway, but she would volunteer her crew, and they would come, and they would be the food servers.
Right.
And they would put out all the appetizers and because that's what it was. It was kind of a heavy appetizer, heavy hors d'oeuvre, I think they call it. And she would do it, and they would learn hospitality, and I can't remember what all that she called it. But
that's pretty neat.
It was very neat, and she did that for several years. And I think they would pay her for the food, but everything else was donated. The kids were getting experience at it, and she learned kind of how to manage these events. And now she gets asked to do that every now and then. Still does a few for Jefferson Community College.
And that's
Jeff
another
State.
thing. When you do these events, you have to have enough people. So, if you're interested in volunteering your time to help with these events like that, definitely contact them. I mean, I'm sure you might have to go through a vetting process.
Back in that day, that it was held out there at Jeff State, and now it's here at 6th Street Warehouse right in downtown. So, but it's a worthy cause. It's a necessary cause. And I encourage our listeners to look them up and help them out. Maybe go to their website there, and maybe you can access the auction and contribute that way. Maybe pick up a good deal on something. Lots of people sponsor that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to segue on into this because I've had this story for a little bit too. I've been holding on to it. Good morning, Mickey. My friend Mickey's one of my. Or our, I should say, trivia partners is on watching.
Robin Wilson also is watching.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yep. So tell me, what were we saying about?
This is a House bill. It's House Bill 41, and it's been sponsored by Representative Matt Simpson. He's a Republican out of Daphne, Alabama. He has proposed a bill that would make certain child sexual abuse cases, some of them would be eligible for the death penalty. I'm all the way down for that, 100%. It it's still waiting for full chamber approval. It was passed by the House Judiciary Committee.
Came out of committee. That's how it works in Alabama. Committee
the week
meets,
before last.
They put the law together, then they present it, to the
thank you for explaining that, because I
the
wasn't
full chamber.
sure how that all goes down. I'm going to use some words here. They're uncomfortable words, but I'm going to use them. It says the bill would be applicable to those charged with rape in the first degree, sodomy in the first degree, sexual torture for children less than 12 years old. So some of these, like the trafficking case that happened over in Bibb County, if they would probably under this be eligible for
death
that
penalty.
That death penalty. During her the state address, Kay Ivey shared her support for the bill. So along with its Senate counterpart bill, Senate Bill 17. So I am
there's a House
glad that
House
is.
of Representatives committee, and then there's a Senate committee. It's not exactly efficient, but it's the way it's set up.
I think that we got to do more. Got to do more. Here's the thing that really ticks me off: these people that are getting slapped on. Now, look, I'm not saying that every person that's accused is guilty, because there are people out there that will accuse you of the most
innocent
horrific thing because of whatever home situation's going on.
Right.
And I get that happens. And, that's why these things have to be investigated fully. Because you can accuse anybody of anything.
Well, like you said, it's a great segue from what Butterfly Bridge, how they might contribute to this situation for children.
But the biggest
under 12.
thing is, if you suspect at all that something's going on, you can lightly question a child, but most of the time their behaviors are going to tell you that something's up. Right. You just immediately go ahead and
err on the side of caution.
Err on the side of caution every time.
Let the authorities sort it out.
Because kids are very easily influenced, as far as if you tell XYZ is going to happen. And it could be any number of things that they're telling. It's going to break the family up. I'm going to hurt your family. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt your dog. I'm going to, you're going to get me in trouble. Whatever the case may be. And kids, they are, the adult is the adult. They're the ones that they look up to protect and love unconditionally and all those things. And kids will. Even when you do these horrific things, they still love you. And that's part of the hurdle sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get them to come forward, is out of guilt. They all think that it's their fault. Or
Somehow
if they tell,
they're
it's going to be, they're
right.
responsible for whatever happens in the end, kind of thing. And that's why you have these places like Butterfly Bridges that can help navigate those children and, give them the safe place that they need to be able to tell their story and let the law do its job.
Well, the thing about our state government is and I'm sorry I'm not prepared with the 100% facts, but basically the general idea is that you have this committee made up of members. Mm-hmm. They agree how they're going to do a bill or sponsor a bill, as they say. It comes out, then it has to go to the full body and can be debated before they would vote on it. Mm-hmm. But they only are in session, I think, 21 days, twice a year.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a full-time job.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it is. It's not a full-time position, even though I know that our representatives and senators, they often do spend a lot more time on their job than they probably get paid for. But regardless of all that, I'm just trying to say that there's just not a lot of time. They have to be very deliberate, and so I'm hoping that this Representative Matt Simpson from Baldwin County, that he's able to push this across the finish line. Because you've already got the governor saying she supports it, and actually she supported the Senate counterpart, which I don't know if they're identical or not. And
right.
Oftentimes you'll have the House bill and then the Senate bill, and then they'll work together to hammer out the final bill, so to speak. It'll be a combination of the two, or maybe they're the same. But regardless of that, this does expand the death penalty. How do you feel about when you talk about the death penalty, Treese? Part of my problem is that we got people who've been on death row 25 and 30 years. You know, they've appealed this and appealed that and appealed this and, you know, challenged this and challenged that. And I get it, but I wish there was some way that we could reduce that time. That it goes from you know, from when you commit the crime, you get arrested, you get convicted, and then, you know, your clock starts ticking at that point. You know, you got 5 years to work out everything, or else, you know, you're gonna.
Yeah, I don't believe in a 25-year death row. Let's put it that way.
Because, you
That's
know,
ridiculous. That is wasting your state and
Back
your
in the day, the judge would say you're
and
guilty.
city
and
resources.
we're gonna hang you tomorrow morning. You know, that kind of thing. Now I don't know that's. I don't want to go back
Well-
to that necessarily, but
Well,
at the same time, we talking about if you really want to deter people from committing crimes, you can't just let them see people that are on death row for 21 years,
here's the thing.
30 years. There's
You
even
have
been
a
30
lot
years.
of folks on death row that are repeat offenders for certain things.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially if you're a repeat offender, you shouldn't be sitting on death row for any length of time. If you're a repeat offender, we're going to set a date. Here's your sentence, and here's your date.
Well, if the death penalty is assessed for any crime, as I understand it, there's an automatic appeal process. Has to go through a certain process, and it's not quick, but it's also shouldn't take 25 years to
Right.
do it. You know, I mean, I'm sure there've been mistakes made, and I'm not making light of anything like that, but just the torture this has got to be for some families that have to continually hear about this person still alive after they've killed their loved one. You know, and this just expands that into something less than murder. We're just talking, and I said we're just talking. I don't mean it to make light of it at all, but they talk about rape, and it says in the first degree, and I'm sure that's a aggravated thing, and it's just like anything in the first degree is going to be considered aggravated. You know, you had a super intention to do this to someone. You know, it wasn't like you were spurned or something. You know.
Well, and one thing we know about this type of abuse is that it's not a one and done ever. They leave a string of victims in
Yep,
their wake.
That's right.
And letting them out to rehab is not going to work. You cannot rehab that. But what you're going to do is watch them reoffend every time. So I don't think that if you are a sex offender, especially to certain heinous degrees, and I'm not talking about, because you can be labeled a sex offender if you're a teenager sending a inappropriate picture to your boyfriend, girlfriend.
To another teenager?
You have to register as a sex offender sometimes. You're a boy of 18 dating a 17-year-old. They push it through. You can be registered a sex offender. So here's the thing: you got to be really careful about the label and to the degree. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Obviously, those would not be, to me, eligible and not considered a first degree situation.
No, they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be probably.
So,
I'm sure they
but
wouldn't.
yeah, I mean, I don't think if you hurt a child, you should not be able to. You should be in a facility somewhere, and it shouldn't be jail, and or you should get the death penalty. Period, because you're just going to get out there and do it again. No questions asked. You're going to do it again.
They used to order some of these sex offenders to be castrated.
There are some have to be, and that is one of the orders. But I
Because
don't know
that's
that it
one of the
actually
ways
gets done.
They think that they can stop them from being a repeat offender. It doesn't always work, but that's what they,
No.
that's what they do.
Because
they
they'll
try.
figure out another way to do it.
Yep.
They'll figure out something else.
Well, I hate to end the show on that, but
Yeah.
you know,
But
it does have to be talked
Butterfly
about.
Bridge,
though.
it does.
That's right.
And but on a positive note,
Because it is a
Butterfly
positive
Bridge,
thing that these things are happening. It's just a shame that we have to
Yeah.
do it.
But on the more positive note, Butterfly Bridge is having their Flutter gala tomorrow night. Starts at 5:30. It's at the 6th Street Warehouse. You can buy tickets at the door. You can. They're not going to tell you can't. They prefer you to
Do it at the website. So
do
they
it
can
on the
plan for it.
website. And they're going to have auctions there and raffles and other ways to.
I've been to
get
several of them.
prizes.
They're so much fun.
And you're going, and you can tell us all about it.
I'll be glad to.
So hope you all have a great, wonderful day. It's going to be kind of like this.
Yeah.
And kind of chilly, about
Basically,
54 today.
It's going to stay. It's basically a constant temperature,
just blah,
which is probably not. Yeah, blah.
blah,
And wet.
and wet, yucky. So y'all stay safe out there, and we will see you tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening and watching the Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Adios.